happen. So when we look at this right here, first of all, I'm going to talk about a solution that's included in the suite, and it's called Sage Explorer. And what it does is it is an estimate management tool. So automatically storing, cataloging the estimates for you, so you don't have to worry about it. But you can come out to this application, this solution that's included. It's a freebie. It's part of the application. And you'll be able to see all of the estimates loaded up there for you. I can catalog them in a different manner by date, year. I need to get 2016 in there, a little bit behind. But now we can see the breakdown of all of those particular estimates over here, and we can sort them any way that we want just by clicking any descending or ascending for each one of these particular columns. Now, we are not limited to these columns, and each individual may want to see a different set of columns. We may want to see what was the labor, crew hours, man hours on this. Or here's an important one up here. Let's track where we are as far as competition is concerned. Who was the winner on this? Well, if you're lucky enough to get the amounts or at least make the notes of who's winning or who we're up against on a continual basis and have a reporting functionality that we can get that information, draw that out of the database there. So many other columns that you can add to that, and not limited to just those, but we've got others in here as well. Each one of those can be thrown onto this particular space right here and sort by that particular column. Easy to do. And now let's give you a mechanism where we can find those estimates specific to tags that you develop. Could be commercial, residential, could be concrete, could be landscape, whatever it may be. But based upon that same criteria, all of that information, now what we can do is we can say, let's go out and find information specific to project type or status or whatever other particular items are in here. There's a full load of them, so won't go through them all. But at this point, we'll just run for project type and say, hey, go out and grab all of the commercial jobs that we've done. So now we can see those and be able to look at those, right-click, view them, edit them, or even open them up in the estimating solution. Key to this is we're not even using the estimating at this point, but we'll get into more details as we drift through this and how powerful this application can be for you. But let's go into reporting. You know, one of the things that I find a lot of clients have attempted to do using, Excel. Excel is our number one competitor out there, really. And when we look at that, I want to run a report against all of the estimates that I have, all the estimates that I've done based upon certain criteria. Well, we're going to give you that automatically with this solution. A little bit tougher to do with Excel, but the new estimate comes in. Now what we can do is include that in reporting based upon client. So think about this. Where are we going to point our marketing dollar? Who we're going to take out to the next golf game? Who we're going to take out to lunch? Who we're going to smooth a little bit as far as who's giving us the most business? Well, when we look at this is a client right here. We can run a report that gives us that information. Or we can go by estimator. Let's break out by estimator what projects they're bidding on, which ones they've been awarded, and where are they in the process. Or by project type. Now keep in mind, we can put in dates down here that will minimize the information. So think about running that for a quarter, a year, or the last couple of years. Very easy to do. I'll open this up, say OK, and sample data, of course, guys, but when you look at it, it's all complete, commercial versus concrete. We only have one project right there, electrical remodel. These are tags that you put in the system, you create. And, of course, we can look at these breakouts and see a total as well. Where are they in the bidding status? We have a report that does that on its own, but you can, of course, see it on this report as well, and who's working on it, so on and so forth. So really powerful stuff to see things that are in process. And, by the way, when you look at it, we want to give you the capability to have charts in here as well. So we want to see that same report broken out in more of a graphical look and feel. We can see those totals right here, and looks like commercial's doing pretty dang good for our business. Where are we going to pour in our marketing dollar now, right? Probably commercial. But when we look at this, let's jump back and get a little bit more selective on the information. what we want to do here. Now, I didn't want to actually double-click and open that guy, but I did. Look at what I did there. But what I do want to look at here from the Explorer solution is look at the detail for the estimate as well. So I'm not even opening up the estimate, although I accidentally did there, but just double-clicked on it and opened up the estimate, right? But when we look at this, here's the detail broken out right here. By the way, if you're utilizing WBS codes or want to break, slice and dice the information out the way that you want to see it by room, by floor, by bid item, by area, whatever it may be, we can definitely, of course, do that. But we don't want to limit you just to the estimating to do that. I want to be able to see that information over here as well. So let's break it out by location, phase. You determine what these are going to look like. Maybe it's going to be by uniformat, one of the standards in the industry. And by the way, I do have some clients that are actually taking it to 3 and 4 deep now, and determine the details that you're going to have on there. So we can go ahead and see this information the way that we want, and we can go ahead and send this out into Excel. So now when I look at Excel, I can generate that detail out here and see that same detail, break it out. Now, here's the thing: is when I look at it, you know, if we have some prospects out there, maybe not really looking for an accounting system to do the true job costing that we want, I've had some clients come in here and say, okay, let's go ahead and insert this. Let's call this actuals, and then start doing a comparison right here. So a lot of flexibility, versatility when you get it to Excel. And we just want to give you the capability to click of a button, boom. Let's send it out there. Now, the other thing that we look at here as well is maybe we're going to want a graphical representation of that. Picture's worth 1,000 words right there. We can see all of those elements or those divisions broken out either by the 16 division or 48 division. It depends upon where you're at. It's kind of interesting to say the new 2004 format, which has been updated and filled in some blanks with those 48 divisions that we have out there today. So when we look at that, we can break it out in that manner as well. But a nice graphical representation for you, and we'll get rid of this guy. We don't want to save him. So a lot of functionality that we have, and then I'm going to look at one more thing here before we jump into the estimating. A couple things about it, general information. But when we look at this and filling this out, a couple of key things I may talk about during the estimating presentation, but want to hit on them now, is labor rate table, equipment rate table. You have the capability to put in that labor and build in that burden on top of that labor and that equipment. Or maybe city cost index, where with a click of a button, I want to change to a specific locale, region. You can set that up. And by the way, means databases, we have the means databases that you can utilize with our system, have over 700 cities across the U.S. and Canada. So very easy to click that button and make those changes to that as well. So a lot of powerful, excellent information in here to manage your estimates, be able to get to them very quickly, and access that detail without even opening up the estimating solution. So very powerful.